Welcome to Texas. If you didn't see the last video, spoiler alert, I locked myself into the chase. So we're racing for fun today. Well, not particularly 100% for fun. Actually, we're racing for some prize money as well, because if we can get a lot of prize money from this race, and it is a very rich race, almost 700 grand will go to the winner, we can afford some upgrades heading into the final race at Homestead, as we almost get spun by Kevin Harvick there in the Busch Beer chase car. Thankfully did not. Got to be so careful here at Texas, especially on these. Well, there you go. Oh my God. Wow, that was literally the biggest crash I've ever had in NASCAR heat. Okay, we'll pit and we'll try that again, shall we? Well, that was quite the way to start this one. Wow, that was like Michael McDowell on steroids. The car hooked right into the wall, and then I think it was Clint Boyer that drove underneath me. We might have to take a replay of that at the end of the video. So, yeah, back to racing at Texas. That was, I'm still in shock over that one. I don't know even what to think or say about that anymore, but we're racing once again. Trying to get to the outside of retired Scott. It's not going to work this time around. Now, generally speaking, when NASCAR heats ship, the first couple weeks of the game, probably the first couple months actually, as we get very close there. Well, I was going to say they usually crash in the tri-oval, and I thought they had stopped, but they nearly did right there, the AI cars, I should say. So, I don't know. Usually, the last couple Texas races, I should say, it seems like they patched that out, but at the same time, it's very possible that they didn't, and I've just gotten lucky, and we're going to have some massive AI crashes during this race in the tri-oval. Let's see. Wow, they are really trying, aren't they? They are really trying as Michael Annett gets into the side of Ryan Newman there. And we'll get into the back of Michael Annett. And Michael Annett is not having a good day. There is a crash. And that's Trevor Bayne and Regan Smith getting into the wall. Holy cow, is this a wild race so far. Now we're going to get 3 wide into turn number 3 with Michael Annett, the threat, and Casey Kane, as well as around Eric Jones. And out of the outside of retired Scott, but I'm going to just say, hey, you know what? Let's not go too hard here. Obviously, we're going to have a little bit of fuel on board from the rest of the field here because, of course, we did go sky high earlier, and that is a bit of an understatement considering how big that the first crash was in this race. As really we're making the bottom work here into turn 3, getting around a lot of cars there. Retired Scott, Landon Castle, now to the inside of Michael McDowell in the tri-oval. Not really where I want to be, but it's better than being on the outside in the tri-oval at Texas. Oh, as retired Scott almost spins us down to the inside. We're getting behind Austin Dillon there. Retired Scott still trying to get under there, and we gave up the bottom, and that was a terrible decision, because now we're 3 wide off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, just trying to keep the car straight, because cars in NASCAR heat do not like to be 3 wide, and especially not on the back stretch of Texas. And still, we're to the outside here into the tri-oval. I'm just going to have to lift because I'm just fully expecting somebody to pile drive me. Well, we're losing positions just by being cautious here, and we just kind of need to be cautious because otherwise we are going to get wrecked once again. And no thank you please to that one. So we're going to just stay in line here, hopefully. We kind of forced Ryan Newman down to the inside, now to the outside. We'll try. This is not going to work, David. Why are you doing that? I'm going to bail out of it. And Ryan Newman actually tried to follow us through on the outside, and that was a mistake. As I just have to be so careful in the tri-oval. I really wish I wouldn't have given up the bottom, because we're just absolutely a sitting duck up here. So I need to find a way to get to the bottom, if possible. Well, David Reagan's not going to make that very easy, as everybody's trying to go 3 wide once again into turn number 3. And that is a very, very high line there for me. I'm surprised I pulled that off. Whoa, and the Bacon car, Smithfield, very slow. Way to go, Eric Almirola. Thank you very much. And okay, so we're just gonna. Whoa. Goodness gracious. Okay, we're just gonna fall in line behind Michael McDowell. Thank God I won it in Martinsville, because I would not want this race to determine whether or not I make the Final Fours. We're going to sneak down to the inside of McDowell, give him a little bit of a shot there. Just get him out of the way so we can get to the bottom. And now hopefully start to make up some positions, as I had to get off of the bottom and I almost smacked. Wow, there's so much going on. I almost ran into Michael McDowell at the same time. Landon Castle almost spun out in the dog leg. So just, it's all going nuts here. As we almost get up into Danica Patrick, now down to the inside of Chris Buescher. Why do I keep calling him Landon Castle? I'm getting ready for this year's NASCAR heat. Landon Castle is the 38 car just to the outside. And he's the one who's falling dramatically back through the field right now as we get around. Finally, Landon Castle. Now to the inside of retired Scott. Can we finally clear him? Yes, we can. Bounce off of Joey Logano. And somehow managed to not crash. Boy, traffic is just very difficult here for whatever reason to work our way through. We're only up to 23rd place. And why did you do that, David? Why did you do that? And now we're going to be trapped on the outside again. So I'm just going to stay way to the outside and just hope I don't get run over here. As the game lagged something fierce there. As we hear there's trouble in turn 4. But apparently no problems, as you saw the contact we made with retired Scott there. But nothing doing. We didn't spin out. And now we're going to try to make it 4 wide. Now we're just going to shove Casey Kane through the center of these slow cars here. Oh, no, 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 no. Save it, save it, save it, save it, save it, save it, save it. Nope. Oh, thank God we got a yellow for that one. Thank God we got a yellow. Alright, I'm going to... Nobody's pitting. So I'm going to pit, because I'm expecting everybody is going to have to pit at some point very soon. Alright, so we've had 2 crashes, both of which have been in the tri-oval. We're only restarting 33rd this time, so it's a little bit better, obviously, than the last time. So we're green, we're racing. We only had 1 second of repair. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but we didn't actually get damaged, really, in that last crash. Whoa, and that's going to be another crash. I'm just going to keep it to the bottom. Well, maybe. Okay, let's try. Okay. 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 Did I say okay enough? I think so. But it looks like we've got some trouble up here. And that wasn't caused by me. That's Denny Hamlin coming into the pits. And it looks like his bid for the title may be over as he peels off the pitch to what I can only assume is a mechanical failure. So with 63 laps to go, it's still anybody's race right now, especially ours, because of the way everything is working out strategy-wise, especially considering that nobody has pitted yet, essentially. There's a lot of cars, I guess, that have made stops, but nobody has made really significant... there's been no significant move towards the pits from the leaders of the race so far. We're just going to stay to the outside. Set our best lap of the race because we're finally not in traffic and on fresh tires. And as we get around David Reagan and Brad Keselowski. And no, we won't, because Brad Keselowski is going to put me up in the wall. That's wonderful. And now 3 wide with Kurt Busch, exactly where we don't want to be. And lift. Get down in behind Bobby Labonte. Maybe to the inside. Not there, though. That is not the place to do it. We're learning here, folks. We're learning. So we get underneath the lap car of Regan Smith, who was caught up in that earlier crash with Trevor Bayne. This is certainly a very exciting race so far, just in terms of how much stuff has happened already. And now we're going to dive to the inside behind Buescher. And just wait it out down the main stretch, because there's really nowhere smart to go. And it really wasn't a smart place to go there in turn 1, but I somehow managed to pull it off. Ryan Ellis is going to fall to our green machine here. As they spread out 4 wide, it looks like cars possibly going to come into the pits this time around. So I'm going to dive to the outside to try to avoid some of this. Nope, nobody came in. Okay. Well, there is one car peeling off, and we've got another yellow. Wow, there are a lot of yellows in this race, but now we've got all the pits. I feel like that was a BS yellow. Just saying, we're staying out. Okay, so restarting in the 4th position in the top 10 is very, very interesting, to say the least. Eric Jones, Casey Mears, and on the lead is Eric Almirola, but he's not even going to lead the lap that he restarted because Casey Mears is going to drive around the outside. Well, off into turn 1 we go. And off into Eric Jones we go. Eric Jones very loose in front of the field, but he saved it. Kurt Busch now to the behind of us, to the back of us. And we just got to keep Kurt Busch behind us because I think it was, I thought it was going to be a fairly easy pass. It probably should have been. Paul Menard diving up behind because Kurt Busch kind of had to bail out of the throttle there as we got down into turn number 3. Now to the inside of Casey Mears. And on the brakes just a little bit, keeping it kind of in the center line, moving up the racetrack a little bit. Now diving down behind Eric Almirola down the back straightaway. Can we catch and pass Almirola? Let's see what we can do. Into turn number 3. To the outside. Trying to get around Eric Almirola for the lead here at Texas. Not quite yet. Looks like maybe turn 1's going to be our real good shot here. He's going to block. No, he didn't, because we got down to the inside, and around we go. Into the lead. And there's trouble in turn 4, so the wrecks are continuing, but no caution as of yet. We're going to send it off here into turn 4 and see if anybody is crashed here. Nope, must have just been wall contact, so we'll stay ahead of Kurt Busch, who is now the battle. Paul Menard also up there. Matt Kenseth was the first of the guys to pit. That is leading that kind of group right now. He is 4th. And we're just pulling away just a little bit from Kurt Busch. So very good right now. Almirola has fallen all the way to 5th now. So kind of the established stars are moving back to the front. The guys who are out there because of pit strategy are moving back. Of course, not us. But then again, we're leading the chase standings right now. Set our fastest lap of the race here. That's always good. We just crack the throttle going into turn 1. Just keep it on the bottom. All we need to do. And we're definitely, we're definitely faster in the corners than Kurt Busch, but it seems like he's much faster down the straightaway. He gained a 10th right there, notwithstanding the fact that I hit the wall too, which is probably definitely contributed to that. You can see half a second we've pulled out. We pulled out 2/10 there in 3 and 4, but now we start to lose it as the straightaways kind of come back, bringing Kurt Busch back into the fray. And then through turns 1 and 2, we actually put a lot of time between us and Busch because Paul Menard was looking to the inside back there, and now they're 3 wide because Matt Kenseth has decided to make that move, or attempt to move. And now we're really starting to pull out a gap, which is going to be quite good. We're going to need it at least over the guys on our same strategy or close to our strategy to be able to make this somewhat workable. Not sure how it's going to go. Hopefully we can get to a green flag pit stop. But then again, if we get to a green flag pit stop, there's probably going to be a yellow and crazy pit stop nonsense that always seems to happen in these longer distance races in NASCAR Heat Evolution. That's another thing. I'm kind of crossing my fingers. They did say they redid the cautions for NASCAR Heat 2, so you kind of gotta hope that they redid everything. So as we work through the center of turn 2, and we're still 7/10 of a second ahead, so it's just slowly but surely, especially here in turn 3, where we make up a lot of time. We're able to gain a lot of ground as Kenseth moves up into 2nd place, and we're probably going to have to fight with Matt Kenseth here pretty soon because I think he's got a little bit more pace than we do. Again, we've just got to gap Kurt Busch. Because he and Paul Menard, I believe, are the guys on essentially what is our strategy. But then again, Matt Kenseth just kind of sitting back there at 7/10. 8/10 there, but I got a bad center of the corner. It's going to be a bad exit off of turn 4. Kenseth has already made up 2/10 there. Probably going to go, yes, to half a second, maybe 4/10. No, still half a second, thank goodness. As we get through 1 and 2. Ooh, that's a lot of understeer on exit, and that was me pushing way too hard. And now we're going to have to fight tooth and nail with Matt Kenseth. He's going to sneak to the inside. Well, that's a little more than sneaking. That's barging the door down right there. And Matt Kenseth with some argy-bargy gets through. And now Kurt Busch is going to take advantage because, of course, Texas, bit of a momentum track. It's all about that momentum onto the straightaways. You can carry through the corners. I'm interested to see what it'll be like on the new Texas Motor Speedway in NASCAR Heat 2, if that's changed anything. But now down the back straightaway, Kurt Busch has gotten back around us. And we're just going to hang it in the center lane here. And nothing doing right now. There's Paul Menard. He is, well, it's clear that there's about 4 guys, myself included, who have just gapped the field, absolutely blitzed everybody else and pulled away. Yes, we had to actually catch the brakes there because Kurt Busch was going so slow in the center of the corner. Well, I can just find that consistency again. I think we'll be able to, make up those 2/10 a lap that we were able to, at least on Kurt Busch. I think Matt Kenseth may be a little harder to put away. Again, tire wear going to be a big issue. This is one of the tracks where you see a lot of tire wear for whatever reason. Ironically, you never see it at Atlanta, and we got a yellow just before I needed to come into the pits. How perfect is that? So 29th, Kurt Busch to our outside, but somehow it says he's ahead of us. That's a bit weird, but here we go. Back to the green. And now it's just, well, at least we're on the bottom, which is going to be certainly advantageous here. As we get back up to speed, the bottom lane always seems to be the preferred lane, especially in this game. So we're going to stick to it. Oh, we're going to turn Ryan Ellis. Don't crash me. Oh boy, that was instant karma. Well, boy, let's try that again. Well, 39th. Wonderful. Well, that was instant karma. I was hoping he wouldn't spin to the inside, and he did. So, yeah, probably a retaliation thing from Ryan Ellis. But we'll get back to the green. See how many laps left. 35. Fuel. 18, so we'll need to stop one more time, no doubt about it, before the end of this one. We'll get down to the inside of Eric Almirola, and again, at least we're on the inside, so hopefully as long as Ryan Ellis is behind us, we'll be okay, even though I try to kill myself off of Ricky Stenhouse's car. That's not going to happen. And now, oh, there's a crash, there it is. Trevor Bayne spinning across the track. I had to avoid it. Oh my gosh. Wow. That, wow. Okay. Wow. What an eventful race this has become. Okay, so we're about to go back to the green. We're starting in 18th. Matt DeBurrito down to the inside in a cop car for some reason. All right, we're green. Not a big fan of being on the outside for sure. Well, and that's why. That is why, right there. Oh dear. Well, back to 39th. What a surprise. What a shocker. What an absolute surprise. Easy for me to say. Well, we're green. We're racing again. And let's try to be patient this time since we're on the inside. Actually, I was patient the last time I was on the inside. It was the freaking AI that crashed. Never mind. I'm doing okay. Let me guess, they haven't repaired the damage. I guess they have. Okay. Well, Denny Hamlin's deciding to be a bit impatient despite the fact that he's 18 laps down. Thanks, Denny. I appreciate that.
Still there.
Well, this is definitely going to shake the chase up, depending on who wins this one. That is for certain sure. We're just going to run in behind Greg Biffle here for a little while. And out of the inside of Greg Biffle and Dale Earnhardt Jr. I guess we'll get by Jr. And maybe turn Clint Boyer. Thankfully, we were managing to just stay out of Clint Boyer's way. And now we're 3 wide off of turn 2. Just exactly what I wanted to do. Alright, let's just let Denny through. Denny, you go in there. You get in there. Go away. Bye-bye. Now we're going to dive to the inside. Maybe.
Still there.
Oh, there they go again. They're wrecking again. This time it's Carl Edwards, and this time I couldn't avoid it. Car nearly blew over. Oh my god, it's back. It's back. The crashing at the dogleg is back, and it's wonderful. Well, at this rate, we may not have to ever stop again, because it seems like there's just, you know, crashes after crashes after crashes. But regardless, we're going to get back to green here. And there's Carl Edwards, who is now in the back because of his unfortunate accident.
20 to go.
20 laps to go, so we've got 18 laps of fuel, and now I've gotten right down off of the track. I don't know, I'm making my own track. Okay, so we've got 18 laps of fuel, 20 laps to go. That is just about the worst way that can work, honestly. But we might be able to make it work. Let's see what we can do here in turn 3. Everybody is going incredibly slowly. So we'll dive to the inside of Landon Castle.
Still there.
Spin off of Landon Castle. But keep the race green because that's what we need to do. Also, spinning out would have done me absolutely no good there because no other cars were involved in the wreck. Denny Hamlin has made up 5 laps due to Lucky Dogs too, which is kind of hilarious. So we get down the back straightaway here. And swing in. Hopefully, nope, the car's not turning quite as well as I would have liked it to. And can we get around anybody? Careful, there's a car in the wall up there. I think it's Carl Edwards.
Car high.
Now a big dive down the inside. Couple cars past there. Now let's get back to the inside. Try to get underneath Dale Jr. Couldn't quite get there this time around. Hopefully we can get a good run off in turn 3 here. Ooh, that's going to be very tight there, but Dale Jr. hangs tough on the outside. But we will get around, and now down. Ooh, careful, careful, careful. Okay, underneath Clint Boyer, 17 laps to go. I don't even want to look at the fuel right now. Because I had to get out of the way of Chase Elliott and his weird slowing downness in the middle of the corner. Down to the inside, can we get Chase? In fact, we got the whole Hendrick Motorsports operation over here. That's interesting. They're all at the back. You know, Jeff Gordon was snake bitten for a long time at Texas Motor Speedway, but I didn't know where the entire Hendrick organization was. Ooh. I don't know why we're pushing so hard, but screw it. Can we dive to the inside?
Still there.
Dogs are barking. Everything's going nuts. Can we get to the outside of Jimmie Johnson? No, not going to happen because he's going to take our line down to the inside, actually make it 3 abreast. Good job. Can we get further down below? No, we can't.
Stay low. Still there.
Can we get underneath A.J. Allmendinger and Jimmie Johnson? A little bit of side contact there into turn 1. Wow. Wow, look at that. Yes. Wow. we pulled around that entire group of cars. Somehow managed to pull that off. All right, fuel. 13 laps to go. And how many laps are on the board? We're going to find out here. Just as we cross the line. We might be able to stretch this, fellas. We're just going to have to wait and see. 14 to go. 13 in the tank. So we might actually be... Well, now we can stay out for sure. And everybody else is pitting. So we are just going to try to hold down the lead in these final laps. All right. P1, Jimmie Johnson on the outside. Chase Elliott, Regan Smith, Chris Buescher. All these guys are in the back, like me, because we pitted early, 12 laps. of fuel. 10 laps to go, I
10 laps to
believe.
go.
There you go. So we're good on fuel. It's now a race to the finish. Can we hold off the pack? And Jimmie's moving to the outside. We're just going to stay to the bottom. This is where we need to be. We know they're going to be fast going into turn 3.
Stay low.
But I'm faster
Still there.
through turn 3. The inside of Jimmie Johnson. This is the same thing that happened at Martinsville. A duel with Jimmie Johnson. Johnson takes the lead back. Crowd's going nuts. At least we're putting on a good show for these Texas fans.
Clear out.
Down to the inside, we keep Johnson behind. Now he gets the draft again. Jimmie Johnson looking. Can't get it done. We're going to lift off into turn 3, get a big run, and a really nice line this time through turn number 4, through turn 3, out of 4, now down the main straightaway. Johnson again with the draft. He's got a better engine underneath that Hendrick body. But we're able to get this Toyota handling much better down the back straightaway. I probably could have gone a little bit faster through 1 and 2. Car felt a bit safe on the exit. Down into turn 3 once again. Car's still operating pretty well. It's definitely between myself and Jimmie, though. Dale Jr., Carl Edwards, Chase Elliott, they're all still there. That was my best lap of the race. We're doing it right when we need to. Still right along the bottom. Being able to pull out a little bit of a gap there now on Jimmie. We just got to be able to keep it all together. And that is not keeping it all together. Okay. On the throttle, just a little bit of a crack of the throttle, maybe too much of a crack of the throttle. I definitely had some racetrack to use on the exit there.
That was a great lap.
Fastest lap of the race once again, despite the fact that I cracked the wall. Right down next to the white line once again. Car is handling excellently, just when we need it to. Half a second is the gap to Johnson. Gonna try not hit the wall this time, which we didn't. Just another little lift. Car keeping in the groove pretty well. I definitely used the track more effectively that time.
5 laps to go.
That wasn't my best lap. In fact, it was a little bit slower than the last one. No, do not understeer into the wall. Okay, good. So I need to lift a little bit more in 1 and 2 for sure. Tires are definitely starting to wear a little bit. We're still 0.6 of a second ahead of Jimmie Johnson. So all we got to do is hang on for 4 more laps. Boy, this is going to be a long 4 laps, that's for sure. Yeah, the car's definitely going off. Tires are definitely falling off a little bit. Just going to have to lift earlier into the corner. Keep it on the bottom. That's all we got to do. 0.3 of a second is the gap to Johnson. It's going to be another close finish, I'm telling you, folks. 3 to go. The gap is 0.2. Keeping it on the bottom. I know I'm faster than Johnson. If I can just keep the car on the bottom. 0.3 again. We pulled the gap out just a little bit. Just a little bit. As we get down into turn number 3. Good throttle application through there. Really nice corner for me. Did not gap Jimmie at all. Jimmie was very fast through there.
2 to go.
You heard it. 2 laps to go. I'm only 0.2 off my fastest lap of the race. So that's clear that Jimmie's pace is pretty good right now. Here he comes. He's going to get a run down the back straightaway. I'm going to have to block him if I can. And which we did. Now into turn 3, just going to keep him behind me. You just got to keep him behind me. He's looking to the inside. He got into me. And Jimmie's going to take the lead. Dang, 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 dang. Oh, I should have blocked way better than that. But Johnson just pulling away. That was a 31 for me. I had to really dive it into turn 1 and 2. Not enough, not enough. Whoa, the car is way out of the groove. Definitely not turning very well. Let's just take a look. As we're about to complete the race anyway. Yeah, 45. We ate the front tires up. We just got to keep Carl Edwards behind us. Well, Johnson's going to win the battle, but I think we're going to end up winning the war. Checkered flag, Johnson wins. We'll come second. That's still a great payday. Okay, so let's take a look at that first crash. You can just see the little contact with Clint Boyer and then getting speared from behind. Oh boy, that was quite a crash. From another angle, this one closer to the wall, you can see Tony Stewart was the one to got underneath me, but you can just see how high the car got. Let's just rewind here just for a second, just to show you how high we got. Well, there's the scoring pylon, and I know it's a bit of an optical illusion, but wow. We are definitely well above the catch fence, as you can see. Yeah, that one of the highest things on the Texas Motor Speedway was my number 36 car, flying through the air with the greatest of ease. Good grief. And look at Kyle Larson on 2 wheels there because of that impact. Let's just watch this here really quick in slow motion. If I can get the slow motion to go. There we go. Just a perfect storm of a crash, which led to me having the biggest crash I have ever had and possibly ever seen, an unintentional crash in NASCAR Heat Evolution B. Somebody will have to link me to a bigger crash, but as far as I'm concerned, that was the biggest one I've ever seen in NASCAR Heat. Well, that was quite the show. Let's watch that one more time here. Just look how high it gets, way over the catch fence. That's how it's done right there, boys. But we did end up coming second, so it's all good. Just 2 seconds behind Jimmie Johnson, and to be honest with you, I probably should have won this race. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Kyle Larson lost a lap for some reason there near the end of the race. Danica Patrick got 9th place. So Johnson will lock himself into the chase surely. But first, we need to take a look at the dinero we managed to rake in. We got $800,000 from the second place in the race. $50,000, $10,000, another $85,000, and this is going to be a big payday as well, over $156,000. So we have brought in over $1 million from the Texas 500, which is fantastic. Definitely means we can take an upgrade. And Johnson has worked his way up into the chase, but we actually lead him on points by 1. So that's fantastic. We continue in the points lead, and now it's looking more and more likely that it's going to definitely probably end up being between Earnhardt, Logano, Busch, McMurray, and Kenseth for that last playoff spot, as Hamlin definitely suffered quite a bit with his last place finish today. So let's head back to the race shop and buy a CNC machine. So from Texas, we're going to move on to Phoenix, where the winner will take home $1 million. Great news, a new company is impressed with your driving and wants you to offer you a sponsorship. So here we go. Are we going to get the Xfinity car? This is the thing I've been wanting. It's the reason I switched to Toyota in the first place. There it is. Purple car, purple car, purple car, purple car. We got it. We got it. Purple car. We've got it. Yes. 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 All right. Yes. That is just fantastic. So we've got $4.5 million in the bank. And that means we can bring in... No, we don't have enough money yet. Oh, no. Oh, we're $40,000 away from CNC programming. Well, we'll definitely be able to do that with our money we'll earn from Phoenix. But heck, we could finish last from Phoenix, and we'll have a guaranteed $100,000 from Xfinity. But let's take one look at the standings. There's my beautiful purple car. It took me this many races, but I finally got to run a purple car. Yes. Okay. So we lead the standings, and as we head into Phoenix and Homestead, oh, it's gonna be a thrilling end for sure. But I feel a lot more confident now that we have a pretty purple car. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube, and we'll see you at Phoenix.